Should also say I think this is a recognition of the importance of Africa to the United States. Kenya is the country that's being honored, but it is I think it's a recognition that Africa is a very, very important continent, certainly to the world, but particularly to America in the next 20 years.
Why?
Yes, so that's the U.S. ambassador to Kenya. She recently granted an interview to a Kenyan journalist, and she spoke a lot. She spoke about the importance of Africa. You know, it seems like everybody seems to see how important Africa will be in the next 20, 30 years, except for we the Africans. We, the citizens of Africa, are the only people who are not recognizing or seems to be seeing the potential of Africa. Everybody seems to be seeing it, and they are openly talking about it. The Chinese are talking about it. That's why they are running to Africa. The Indians are talking about it. That's why they are running to Africa. The Arabs are talking about that. That is why they are running to Africa. The Europeans, they are not hiding it. The Americans, everybody, the Russians, everybody can see the potential and the important role Africa will play in the next 20, 30 years to come, except for we, the children of Africa. Honestly, these colonial criminals have really done a great damage to our brains. And the redemption of Africa will come from all of us collectively. If we want to redeem ourselves and restore our dignity as children of Africa, it will come from all of us. It will not just come from Pan-Africans talking on social media. No, our journalists, our African journalists should get involved. Our footballers, professional footballers should get involved. Our media men, our movie producers, everybody, politicians, everybody should get involved if we really want to regain back our dignity as children of Africa. Thank you very much for coming around. Please, I am your missionary brother. Please, One Africa Mission, we are here, and our mission is all about the unification of the African continent and the dignity of the African race. Please, if you appreciate what we are doing, please support our mission. Take time out of your busy schedules and support our mission. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and also follow us on Facebook, One Africa Mission, on TikTok, One Africa Mission. We are on a mission to see a united, better Africa, not just for us, but for the next generation of Africans. So please, for those of you, honestly, I would really like to appreciate and acknowledge your support. Those of you who have been supporting us by passing your comments, subscribing, and sharing what we are doing. We really appreciate everything. Your comments are really helping us. And for those of you who haven't really taken time out of your busy schedules, as you are watching the video, please just share and then pass your comments, because we are really learning from what you are saying, and then it helps us to be able to continue to do what we are doing. So we appreciate everything that you are doing, and then we say thank you very much for your support. Yes, so the U.S. ambassador to Kenya, I want us to go and watch the video, the full video. I don't think it's even the full video, as to what she's talking about, the importance of Africa. And one thing that she said that really got me to do this video. She talked about how they are using our own money to pay their embassy staff. So the denial, because she talked about visa applications, how they deny people Africans visa to travel to America and stuff like that. And I asked myself, so these people, they are doing it deliberately, because you will hear her talking about how they are using our own money, the money that we pay for visa fees, which is non-refundable. They are using it to pay. That's what they used to pay their staff, their counselors and stuff like that. That's what they used to pay them. So the more they deny you, the more their counselors get money to travel around the world, whilst you are in Africa languishing in poverty. I want us to go and watch the full video, come back and analyze it.
I think one of the reasons I was asked to be the ambassador to Kenya was because of Silicon Savannah. Today, Kenya is the technology capital of East Africa, and actually probably the technology capital of the entire continent. And we will talk about that and the digitalization actually of the continent. And I should also say I think this is a recognition of the importance of Africa to the United States. Kenya is the country that's being honored, but it is I think it's a recognition that Africa is a very, very important continent, certainly to the world, but particularly to America in the next 20 years.
Why?
Well, as you well know, by 2050, 1 in 4 people on Earth will live in Africa, and 1 in 3 working age people will live in Africa. So it's going to be the locus of population. It will be the youngest population. Therefore, it's the working age, and it will be the largest consumer market in 2050. So that makes everyone need to stand up and say, what are we going to do with Africa?
We have to ask an immigration consular question.
Yeah.
And with the great relations, people are going to travel back and forth. So it's easier for Americans to come here than it is for Kenyans to go to the US. And one of the big questions is spousal visas for individuals who may be on the other side
Yes.
and are not able to get their visas for their spouses to join them. And we're not talking about months, we're
No,
talking
we're
about
talking
years
Yes.
for this to happen. What's the holdup?
Yeah. So when I got here, but remember what happened during COVID is no one wanted to go anywhere. And the visa department, the consular department, is funded by visa fees. So during COVID, visa fees went to nothing. So there was no business. So all those consular officers went off into the other parts of the American government. I mean, I'm very pleased that we didn't lay anyone off, but they went and got other jobs. Then, when the demand started to rise again, we had to try to get all those people back. Do you remember when the airlines tried to get up and running? They had to bring the baggage handlers back and the flight attendants back and the pilots back. We had to find all these people to bring them back. When I got here, it was a 2-year wait for an interview.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of business process re-engineering. We got a bit more resources. I put out an all-points bulletin to the embassy. Anyone who's worked in consular in the last 5 years, it's your lucky day. You're coming back to consulate to, get this under control. And we brought that wait down to 2 years. Then everyone in Kenya figured out they could get visas again, so the demand went back up. We brought that down. And the place that we still are far behind is the spousal visas, and we're working on it. I think there will be good resolution by the end of the year. But I feel badly about the fact that many of these spouses have been separated, families have been separated, and so we're working to get, you probably know there's 8 different kinds of visas to go to the United States. We've made progress on many of them, and we've made progress on that, but not enough.
So are we saying that it is a timing issue?
Yes.
As opposed to a refusal issue?
Oh, it's a timing issue.
Okay.
I mean, that we do refuse people for visas
I'm sure,
for
yes.
very, very good reasons.
Yeah.
But that's not the major problem here. It's actually a resource and a processing time issue.
So what would you say to the folks who are waiting and saying, okay, well, it's been 3 years.
Yeah. Hang in there. We're working on it. We're working on it, and I want to resolve it as fast as we can.
Do you think the cost for an American visa is justified?
I don't set those prices, and so it's hard for me to know. They do support, those visa fees do support a very large organization and a processing capability. And I don't think I had an appreciation as a private American citizen not working in the State Department of the work, the very good work that the consular department does. It's a very difficult job. And, you're seeing hundreds of people a day, you're trying to make decisions, and you're very aware of the cost of being wrong. The cost of being wrong, and letting in, for example, the 9/11 hijackers. It's a big problem. And so you have to be very thoughtful about, trying to do the right thing, to be fair to people, to be responsive, to be customer service oriented. At the same time, you have to be very thoughtful.
Right.
About who you let in.
Because what we hear, very many complaints of people who have applied for an American visa.
Yeah.
They have endured the long wait. Finally, they get the day to go to the embassy. And just few minutes, they get the wrong slip.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Their money, their time gone.
Yes.
Without adequate explanation as to why they're not getting the visa.
Yeah.
So what do they need to improve on? So one of the issues is there room for an explanation, a better explanation, instead of just giving somebody a slip?
Yeah.
And 2, is there room for partial or full refund of the visa fee, application fee?
There isn't room for a partial or full refund on the visa fee. That's just not the way the thing works. So, but it was a good try.
Yes, so that's the, as I already said, the Kenyan U.S. ambassador to Kenya. And then, as you already know them, with their arrogance, she's talking about how they give the president of Kenya the honor, because she was referring to when the president went to meet to dine with Joe Biden, and then she thinks it's an honor. You see how they can turn things. What is honorable, or what is the honor here? That President Ruto went to meet President Joe Biden. What is the honor? Who is honoring who? Because for us as Kenyans, we also think that it was an honor for Joe Biden to meet our president. We are not always going to be coming or having a dialogue with you from inferiority perspective, because you want Africa more than we want you, and you people are saying it. But when it comes to answering questions or talking about Africa, then you make it look like we rather need you more than you need us. It wasn't an honor for President Ruto to meet Joe Biden. It was an honor to Joe Biden to meet President Ruto, because what President Ruto is offering Joe Biden can never offer Africa that. What Africa has for Joe Biden or for America, America doesn't have it for Africa. So you need us more than we need you. So when we are meeting you, it is rather an honor for you to meet our leaders. It is not an honor for our leaders to meet you. First of all, so let's put that aside. She also, as I said, she talked about reason how they use our own money to pay their embassy staff, and this is the reason why I was saying, like, all Africans must get involved in this revolution. Our journalists should, when they are meeting these people, they shouldn't meet them on inferiority perspective. Because it's like when we are meeting the Europeans, we always go to the table thinking inferior. So even if you see the way and manner the journalists are asking them the questions, it's as if like it's been planned. Because she said the reason why it is difficult, it takes time for them to approve visas to Africans, and the reason why there's a higher level of denial and stuff like that, they have to go through a lot of process. And I was expecting the journalist to ask her, do you do the same thing to European citizens who want to visit America? The same process that you take Africans, and the same level of high denial of African citizens who want to travel to America, is that the same way you deny Europeans? Because a poor European wake up from Eastern Europe, those from the poorest among the Europeans from Eastern Europe, when they wake up with their passport, they want to go to America, it will not take less than 24 hours before they get a reply. And I'm speaking from experience. I've got friends who have who hold Eastern European passport. Countries like Hungary, Poland, Romania, those poor countries. When they apply for visa to go to America, it doesn't take them 24 hours. But an African from South Africa, from Ghana, from Ethiopia, you want to apply for visa to go to America, it will take them first more than 3 months before they will give you appointments. And then you will go through all this hassle. And at the end of the day, they will deny you, not knowing that they are using the same money to pay their embassy staff. The last time we made a video about our sister from Namibia who was talking about how they deny her. And I said to her on that video, my sister, why do we even want to go to that country? Watch the video.
It's an embassy. An embassy is here to help people. If you want to go for holiday to America, if you want to study, if you are an African, you can never be white. We can never be white. We can only be African applying to either study, holiday, whatever in America. But if you already see on your system that a person doesn't qualify for the visa, then why take them to the counter where they pay 3,600 for the visa and go to the next counter and be denied the visa?
Yes, so my sister, now the American ambassador has replied you when you were crying in front of the American embassy in Namibia, asking why they deny you. They are denying you. All your documents are set and everything, and this is the second or third time they are denying you. They are denying you to use that money to pay their embassy staff.
Visa department, the consular department, is funded by visa fees. So during COVID, visa fees went to nothing. So there was no business. So all those consular officers went off into the other parts of the American government.
And the journalist asked her, why is it not refundable? They cannot refund the money. She point blankly said it. And look at how much it will cost an African to travel to visa fee to go to America, and how much it will cost a European. 2 years ago, or for what I know, 2 years ago, it was $25. What about African? And these people who are treating us like this, who want to have partnership with us, and our leaders are not seeing, why are we not putting value on us, ourselves as African people? It is so disappointing. So disappointing. Until we start to treat ourselves with dignity, these people will never treat us with dignity. As I said, she talked about how their visa processing is how they do it, because the people who attack America, she's talking about the Al-Qaeda, the terrorist attack in America, 9/11. Were they Africans? They were not Africans. But they were mostly from Saudi Arabia. But Saudi Arabia citizens are being treated with dignity when they want to go to America. We should be given that kind of treatment, because no way an African will get into plane and want to go terrorism. No way. Because most Africans who want to travel outside of Africa, it is either by business or they want to go and hustle. And yet, this is how you treat them. Now we know reason why. And as I said, we expect our journalists to ask these people critical questions. They should have asked her. The visa thing, I was expecting the journalists to ask her, the way you people treat Africans, is that the same way you treat Europeans? Because the visa fee in Africa is more expensive than that of Europe. Why? Ask her, let her explain to you. And how come it takes less than 24 hours for you to approve a visa from Europe? Then 3 months, 6 months, sometimes 1 year for you to even give an African an appointment. African people, especially we the youth, if we want to live a dignified Africa for the next generation of Africans, then we have a lot of work to do. And I urge every young person in Africa, let us wake up and put an end to this disrespect. Enough, it's enough. I thank you very much for coming around. Please support our mission, One Africa Mission. Let us all together fight for a better, dignified Africa. Not just for us, as I keep saying, but for the next generation of Africans. Thank you.